You are standing in the middle of your own apartment. There is a pile of clothes on the chair that stopped being a chair 3 months ago. Unopened mail is colonizing the kitchen counter. A coffee mug from Tuesday is growing a personality on your desk. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice whispers the same thing it always does. You should really clean this up. But you won't. Not because you don't care, because something much deeper is happening inside your head. If you are someone who looks at the mess around you and feels genuine shame about it, if you have ever spent an entire Sunday telling yourself you would finally get it together, only to end up lying on the couch staring at the ceiling, welcome. You are about to understand yourself in a way that changes how you see every cluttered corner of your life. And no, this is not about motivation tips or cleaning hacks. This is about your brain. Society has a very specific word for people who live in messy spaces: lazy, undisciplined, careless. People assume you simply do not value your environment, that if you just tried harder, your apartment would look like a furniture catalog. But here is what is actually happening: your brain is running 100 background programs at the same time. Every unwashed dish, every unsorted pile, every unopened envelope is not evidence of laziness. It is evidence of cognitive overload. Psychologists call this executive dysfunction. Basically, it means your brain's command center, the part responsible for planning, prioritizing, and starting tasks, is overwhelmed. It is not that you do not want to clean, it is that the mental cost of organizing the chaos feels genuinely impossible. Your working memory is already full, and when your brain cannot prioritize, it does the only logical thing: it shuts down. And there is one specific psychological trap hidden in your mess that explains almost everything about why you cannot just push through it. We will get there. But first, here is the part that will genuinely surprise you. Researchers studying women who described their own homes as cluttered found something striking. These women had significantly elevated cortisol levels throughout the entire day, not just when looking at the mess, all day. Their nervous systems were treating their own living rooms like low-grade threats. Think about that. Your body is responding to your apartment the way it would respond to a predator in the distance, always on alert, never fully resting. And here is where it challenges something you might believe about yourself. You probably think the mess is a result of your stress, that once life calms down, you will finally clean. But the research suggests the opposite. The clutter itself is generating stress. It is a feedback loop. The mess creates cortisol. The cortisol drains your energy. The drained energy makes cleaning impossible. And the cycle tightens. Now, for anyone with ADHD, this loop runs on overdrive. Inattention makes you lose track of what you are doing mid-task. You pick up a shirt, walk toward the closet, notice a book on the floor, take the book to the shelf, spot a dirty mug, and suddenly you are washing dishes while still holding the shirt. Impulsivity starts 12 things. Executive dysfunction finishes none. Every single object in the room demands attention at exactly the same volume. And your brain, unable to choose, simply freezes. But wait, that is not even the heaviest layer of this. Let us be honest about something most cleaning advice completely ignores. For a significant number of people, the mess is not about executive function at all. It is about depression. When depression takes hold, energy does not just decrease, it evaporates. Folding a towel feels like running a marathon. Opening an envelope feels like diffusing a bomb. And the cruelest part? The mess becomes a mirror. You look at the chaos around you and your brain whispers, "This is proof that you are failing at being a person." Studies confirm this is not just a feeling. Clutter and disorganization have been shown to actively worsen depressive symptoms and lower overall well-being. The external disorder feeds the internal darkness. The internal darkness prevents you from fixing the external disorder. And this is where it gets really interesting, because there is a completely different reason some people never clean, and it has nothing to do with energy. Remember the psychological trap I mentioned earlier? Here it is. Decisional procrastination. Every single object in your home is an unmade decision. That stack of mail is not paper. It is a tower of postponed choices. Do I keep this? Where does it go? What if I need it later? Researchers found that indecisive individuals experience the negative effects of clutter far more intensely than decisive ones. The mess is not the problem. The inability to choose is the problem. And the easiest choice is always the same: set it down, walk away, promise yourself you will deal with it tomorrow. Picture this: it is a Saturday morning, you have coffee, you have energy. You tell yourself, today is the day. You stand in your bedroom, look at the pile, and within 40 seconds, you are paralyzed. Not by the size of the task, by the number of tiny decisions it demands. Where does this go? Do I still need this? Is this worth keeping? Your brain hits decision fatigue before you even start. And so, you sit back down. And here is something almost nobody talks about: the people who try to help you clean might actually be making it worse. There is a psychological concept called reactance. It is your brain's automatic resistance to any perceived loss of freedom. When someone nags you to clean, when a partner or a parent shames you into tidying up, your nervous system does not cooperate. It rebels. Researchers working within self-determination theory have shown that externally imposed cleaning, doing it because someone pressured you, almost never sticks. It feels like a demand, and demands trigger defiance, not discipline. But internalizing the value changes everything. When you clean because you chose to, because you connected tidying to your own well-being rather than someone else's expectations, something shifts. Autonomy and competence replace shame and obligation. And that is the only version of clean that actually lasts. Now, it would be easy to leave this here, to tell you that your mess is valid and move on. But there is a harder truth that deserves space. For some people, the chaos is not just a symptom of overload, it is a wall, a way to keep people out. If the house is too messy for visitors, nobody gets close enough to see what is really going on. And for families, the impact is real. Research shows that children growing up in chronically chaotic homes face measurable effects on impulse control, working memory, and emotional regulation. The mess is not just about you, it ripples outward. So here is the question worth sitting with: do you leave the mess because you genuinely lack the bandwidth, or because somewhere along the way the mess became a barrier you actually need? Because one is survival, the other is hiding. Here is what I need you to hear: you are not lazy, you are not broken, you are not a failure because your home does not look like an Instagram post. Your mess is a symptom. It is your nervous system doing triage. It is a working memory that has been running at capacity for longer than you can remember. It is a decision-making system that was never designed to handle the sheer volume of choices modern life throws at you every single day. And here is the part that might actually change something. Studies have shown that both actual and simulated cleaning after a stressful event reduces anxiety and improves cardiovascular reactivity. The physical act of tidying is not just aesthetic, it is neurological. It restores a sense of control when everything else feels unmanageable. You are not lazy. You are living inside a nervous system that was never designed for this much noise. And clearing one small corner is not about becoming good enough. It is about telling your brain, we are safe here. Here is a framework worth remembering: the 3-decision rule. When you feel paralyzed, do not clean the room. Make 3 decisions, just 3. This stays, this goes, this gets moved. Then stop. You have not cleaned your house, but you have broken the paralysis. And that is where every honest beginning starts.